This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, at the beginning of last week, we learned of the abrupt actions of Black Jewel LLC when the company filed for bankruptcy protection. In the days to follow, mines would shut down and hundreds of miners would find themselves without jobs and paychecks. Another meeting to help these folks just ended in Letcher County, and that's where WYMT's Connor James joins us live. Connor?
Steve, this is the aftermath of hundreds of checks bouncing. These miners working nearly 3 weeks without receiving any payment. On top of that, many not being able to access their 401ks. The meeting here today really focused on two things: helping these miners get back on their feet and showing them how they could help pursue legal action. In the last week, Governor Matt Bevin stated the Labor Cabinet is investigating those unpaid wages. Attorney General Andy Beshear also saying he's going to use his power to find answers. Now, there were booths set up to help these miners with everything from medical prescriptions to finding them new jobs. On the legal side, the miners want answers. Most have worked, like we said, 3 weeks worth of work without getting paid.
About everybody I've talked to is going to talk with them about legal action, and try to get what's rightfully ours. That's owed to us. We don't want nothing that we didn't work for, but we want what's owed us.
Now, we have seen a tremendous outpouring of support from the communities these miners are from. Many organizations collecting food, collecting money, really whatever these miners need. If you're a miner out there and you need help, we have ways these organizations can help you on our website, WYMT.com.
Well, it's been another hot and humid day here in the mountains once again, but at least most of us have remained on that drier side. You'll notice as we take a look at a few of those cameras looking up into Interstate 75 over into London. We've been dealing with those clouds throughout the day. Those mostly cloudy skies, or really those partly cloudy skies, to a few areas seeing those mostly cloudy skies. Looking over into Whitesburg, they're dealing with a few clouds here and there as well, but we're seeing plenty of sunshine over there and drier conditions as well. Satellite radar shows a few pop-ups here and there throughout the day. Those mainly have stayed down to the south and to the east. Really, those areas really along the Virginia border, kind of the same area we were keeping an eye on yesterday. As we scan the skies now, looking at a few pop-ups maybe down into parts of Whitley County, Pike County as well, even over into Knox, Little Southern Floyd County, over into parts of Harlan County, and even Claiborne County, Tennessee, and even Campbell County has been dealing with a few of those pop-up showers and storms, but hopefully they're cooling you off just a little bit, because check out those temperatures into the upper 80s to lower 90s. You can see it's a little bit cooler down into parts of Middlesboro, Jacksboro, where they've seen a little bit of rain, even over into Wise as well, but a pretty warm 90 in London, 90 in Moorhead, 91 in Ashland, showing a 90 up into Prestonsburg as well. Feeling like those mid to upper 90s, feeling like 97 looking over into London and Richmond, feeling like 96 in Prestonsburg. So definitely feeling very hot and very humid. So showers and storms arrive tomorrow as that cold front arrives, which might be some good news if you're not really having a fan of the hot and humid temperatures. Sunshine does return quickly after that. Another hot and humid weekend ahead. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes. Steve.
All right. Thank you, Paige. A man is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Powell County. It happened just before 8 last night on Ashley Hollow Road. Investigators say an off-duty sheriff's deputy saw a car that had been in a pursuit earlier in the day. Officials say the suspect tried to disarm the deputy and the deputy fired. We have learned the vehicle involved was reported stolen. A neighbor who lives nearby says he was shocked when he learned about the shooting.
Not on the street in the county, yes. Which I probably should have figured it was maybe our turn, because we never see that kind of thing right here on this hollow. But I never did really rule it out.
Investigators have not released the name of the man who died. Kentucky State Police say they expect more information to come out in the next couple of days. A Middlesboro man and his son mow lawns for a living. That was until yesterday morning. They say someone stole their lawnmower right from their yard. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds has more on the theft.
Bobby Hunter and his son Sean are in the business of mowing lawns in the summer. They say now that their Troy-built lawnmower and the trailer it was parked on has been stolen, they don't know what to do.
Hunter says yesterday neighbors caught surveillance video of a van with the lawnmower and trailer attached. But they say after that, nobody has seen them. The theft cost the duo around $200 to $300 a day in work. Now that is just in work alone. They say if they have to replace the trailer and lawnmower,
they could be another $5,000 in the hole. Hunter says the theft is not only their source of income, but the work is also something doctors say helps Sean with his autism. This makes the thefts even more difficult for the family.
For them to do that, not to me, but to him, that's where it gets me. He loved it. He loved it just as much as I did.
If anyone has any information on the thefts, they're asked to call the Middlesboro Police Department. In Bell County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
There is a $200 reward for anyone that leads police to the trailer and lawnmower. We'll have more on this story coming up at 6. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Wednesday afternoon. The Dow closes up today more than 76 points. We now know how Disney star Cameron Boyce died. His family says his death was the result of complications from epilepsy. Boyce died Saturday in his sleep after a seizure. Boyce was set to appear in the comedy series Mrs. Fletcher, a new HBO comedy coming out this fall. He was only 20 years old. Britain's ambassador to the U.S. resigned after a public feud with President Trump. Sir Kim Duroch quit his post days after the president lashed out at him on Twitter, labeling him a wacky ambassador and a, quote, very stupid guy. In his resignation letter, Duroch says while he was leaving at the end of this year anyway, he believes the responsible course is to allow the appointment of a new ambassador now. The feud began when Duroch and the president, when the Daily Mail leaked memos from Duroch to the British government in which he called the Trump administration dysfunctional, unpredictable, clumsy, and inept.
I have told him that it is a matter of great regret that he has felt it necessary to leave his position as ambassador in Washington.
Earlier this week, President Trump said the U.S. would no longer deal with Duroch, although the State Department denied it had cut ties with the ambassador. Duroch says the situation made it impossible for him to carry on. Straight ahead on First at 4, a boy in Connecticut is inspired to start a cleanup crew in his city. He even received some love from an NFL football star.
And it's been another hot and humid day here in the mountains, but relief is on the way. I'll look at that full forecast coming up.